Hello there, this is day 15 of the Linux Upskill Challenge. Today I'm going to learn a little bit more about the application repositories.
This is fun.
So let's start with what is a repository. Every package that you install on your system, it has to be stored and organized somewhere. The place where we download those packages are remote servers. Usually we call those mirrors. The criteria to get a set of packets inside a repository or another is the reason that we have so many Linux distributions out there. The criteria can be technical, can be how long has been tested, open source or not, a third party. The idea here is that repositories are a group of packets that match certain criteria to be there. We have a stable release, that is also called main, restricted or gnome-free or third-party. That usually is something that have some kind of restriction, is not open source, or is a drive for commercial software. And we have other kind of repositories like unstable, a testing repository, archive, under community maintenance, and personal repositories. You can also put your repository of software up there in the cloud, available for everyone. It's just you supporting that software and it's okay, you can still distribute that. With that aside, I want to see what repositories I have available to download software and install it in my system. etc apt sources list. This is for Ubuntu and other Debian-based distributions that use apt as the package manager. First hand is that we are pulling our package from this mirror that is inside AWS. So AWS has their own mirror for Ubuntu. This is the nickname for the latest release, and we have which repository we are pulling from. We're pulling from the main. All the packets that are in main usually are the packets that are installed by default. We can do it better. Let's check apt cache package names, pkg names. Those are all the packets that we have here. Not all of these packets are installed. They are available from the repositories that we have at hand. But I want to see the package for Apache. For example, I can use sudo apt cache show Apache 2, and here we have the information, the basic information. So this is Apache 2, this is the architecture, the version, section web, the dependencies, we have the conflicts, what can break this package, what it does replace. So this is the point that we come to understand the importance of package managers. The package manager in itself, it's going to read this information, this metadata from the package, and is going to resolve conflicts and dependencies according to information that is put in here. So when I install Apache, you see that it reads the information from the dependency tree, read the package lists, it gives me all the packets that are supposed to be installed. Remember this idea of the dependency check and dependency resolving. It's not going to download just one file, it's going to download all the dependency packets that needs to be installed. And we can see the dependencies using sudo apt cache depends Apache 2. Those are the dependencies, and we can see also which packets does depend on Apache 2, for example. So instead of depends, we can do a reverse depend and see who depends on Apache. This is a big list, but if you have to something smaller like htop, you see that it depends on, and on the other hand, programs that depend on htop to function. So let's say that I want to download a package that does not show on my search for packets, is not inside of any of the repositories that I have enabled for me. I could enable extra repositories, so I can use sudo and apt repo universe, for example. I know that is already enabled, but I want to show you. Now I can use sudo apt update to incorporate those repositories in the list of my apt, and you see that it get from each of the repositories we have listed on the source lists. But let's say that I want to add a file that is not supported in any of the official repositories of the distribution that I'm using. I can add a personal repository, for example. Add apt repo. Then I'm going to use personal package archives, PPA of a person, like, and I want to install NeoFetch. The PPAs for Ubuntu are usually stored in the launchpad.net. This is the community repositories that anybody can put their own repository there. You see, differently from what we saw before, we pull the package from the PPA launchpad, and now I have this repository available to me. So I can use a sudo apt install NeoFetch. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.